Okay, so I'm originally from Ukraine, and my parents live in the city called Myrhorod. It's in the Poltava region in the central Ukraine. But my sister lives in Kharkiv, in the northeast of Ukraine, which is the second largest city of the country. Well, and I'm here. I'm a Ukrainian and British citizen. And my parents, my sister, and the extended family, they're all here, all there in Ukraine.
Okay, and how are they at the moment?
Well, my parents experience shelling, here bombing every night or morning, but they're relatively safe because the city is quite small. It's about 40,000 people living there. And they live in their own house, so they have a cellar. So they hide there when they hear the missiles. But when it comes to my sister, who is in Kharkiv, the danger is is so great that I'm really scared for her life. Well, they experience ongoing bombing and shelling every day, multiple times a day. At the moment, I recently spoke to her. They are hiding in the cellar under their building. They live in a block of flats, so they have an underground cellar. That's where they live. The situation is bad because all the shops are closed. There's a curfew in Kharkiv. They can't leave home. They occasionally, when it's getting quieter, they go upstairs to their flat and collect some provisions, but it's getting short. It's dangerous to go anywhere, but to be honest, there is nowhere to go because most of the shops are closed, and even if open, there is no food there. So my sister told me today that the nearby areas, the buildings in the surrounding area, a few of them been targeted. There haven't been recent victims so far because most of the people are either evacuated or stay in the shelters, but the victims still exist, and statistics shows that they raise. So it's really stressful. So my sister, her husband, and mother-in-law, they're all just staying in there. The shelter is cold. It's still winter. It's still full of snow, and the food supplies are limited. It's just awful. There's nothing else I can say.
Marina, when we look at the pictures on our TV screens, when we hear some of the descriptions, it's shocking for us. It's worrying for us to hear that. But how worried, how concerned are your family about their safety right now?
Well, what my sister told me is that a underground cellar is quite strong, but they can't stay there for long. They're really concerned about their safety. It is dangerous to attempt to escape because the transport, including trains or cars or anything, are targeted by shooting, and they might get under it. That's impossible at the moment. They think that the safest way is to stay where they are at the moment.
Okay. And
in the future, they will think what to do next. When it comes to my parents, they are extremely stressed because they know where their daughter is, my sister. When it comes to provision supply and anything, they're in a better position because they have food supply in the house. And they're very much worried, but they don't want to go anywhere. They said they're in their 60s. They don't want to leave their home where they've been living for 35 years so far. And that's where we'll just stay.
Okay.
That's what they say.
And Marina, how are you feeling right now?
At the moment, I'm very anxious. Very anxious. And I can't sleep properly. I just keep waking up. Just the day number 5 since the war started, the routine is just to contact the family back to find out that they survived the night. It gives some reassurance for the day, and communicate as often as possible. It's not very safe to discuss any locations, any routes where to go, because there is a risk that the Russian enemy could interfere with the communications and overhear just in target. So we just try to avoid any particular destination. We can discuss something in general, but we do not talk about the plans.
We've been hearing this afternoon that there've been talks from both sides. They've agreed to continue talking within the next few days. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think do you have hope for some sort of resolution in the next few days?
To be honest, I understand. I read a lot of news, and I'm trying to analyze what I see and what I hear. I don't trust Putin. I don't think he would come to any compromise. I think that he will push his conditions. That makes me feel even more scared. But I still hope that there will be some sort of conclusion to all of this.
And what do you think? What do you think about the West's intervention at the moment and the sanctions that are in place? Is it enough, or do you want more?
I think there should be some more. Ukraine at the moment is pledges for NATO to protect the sky. We're not talking about the NATO invading the country to support and fight on the land. No. Ukraine is asking for help just to cover the sky, just to stop the missiles from flying and targeting the civilians, the peaceful people, because I received the information that children, just innocent people in general get killed, and this should never happen. This is becoming absolutely against the law. It's against the human rights. It should not be happening in under any conditions. I just think that the Western countries are doing really well with the weapon supply, with help, with sanctions that they introduce. But I think there should be some more help. At the same time, it's becoming really scary because Putin is threatening with a nuclear weapon, which we all remember the history of the World War II. But now with advanced weapon like this, it may destroy everything.